Koh Mak Island, located on the southeast side of Taipei near the border with Cambodia. There are nice beaches here, tourist resorts, plantation of rubber trees and coconut palms. Presently, the island is inhabited by about 400 nice and friendly people. According to historical records, Xiao Suaseng was probably the first settler on the island. He sold the whole island to Luang Prongpakdi, who was appointed by King Rama V as a Chinese affairs officer in Bang Ko Po, which was part of the Cambodia's Koh Kong province. In 1911, Luang Prongpakdi, together with his wife and 11 children, moved from Koh Kong to Koh Mak. Currently, the island of Koh Mak belongs to 5 families, 3 of which are descended from Luang Prongpakdi. One of the first 2 settlements on Koh Mak was Ban Aonit, next to Aonit Pier on the east coast. The other one was in Ao Suayai area.
I am the 4th generation of this island, so it's about 120 years when my first grandparents arrived here. So it's about 120 years, I think. My great grandparents is he's a Khmer people, taking care of the Chinese in Koh Kong before. And after Koh Kong belonged to Cambodia, my family moved to here.
Our family started coming here on the year, Buddhist year, to 2445, 47.
So this is 115,
16 years ago.
Yeah, 115 years ago.
Yeah.
As the history says, here on the eastern side of the island stretched the marine trade route. A particularly interesting story concerns a Chinese sailing ship that sank off the coast of the nearby island of Khmer.
Much experience, then they go on the rocks.
So here we are in the museum.
Yeah.
Museum of Koh Mak.
Welcome to museum. To Koh
Right.
Mak Museum. This over 200 years old bowl. This from Cambodia, from Koh Kong, from the village of our family there. And the thing from the ship sink is here. This is the rail from underwater. This from the local people here. They found and they donate for museum.
Okay.
For the museum.
This also.
Yeah, this also the rail. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are here now in Koh Mak, and here is Koh Kradat.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes ago, we standing here.
Yeah.
When we look out, then you can see Cambodia.
Yeah.
If you look to the light, then you can see Koh Kong. Koh Kong this is island, but the port is here.
Okay.
The ship is come from Koh Kong, and then they run this way to Koh Chang, to Ban Dan Kau Koh Chang.
Yeah.
So they have to sailing past this direction. And they always sink somewhere around here because of lots of rocks here.
As we can learn from the information presented in the Trat Museum, the sea trade route was especially popular during the heyday of Ayutthaya Kingdom, which dates back to 14th, 18th century. Boats that sink at the Khmer, where it is
เขา
located.
จะถามเรื่องเรือเห็นก็เห็นว่าเป็นคนเกาะหมากเมื่อกี้แกไปถามพี่เอกมาเรื่องเรือที่ว่าตรงเกาะกระดาษที่ว่าเรือเนี่ยมันจมเรืออะไรเรือใบเรารู้
We're so curious to see the site of Chinese ship sinking that we decided to go there one day.
มันจะเป็นรองทรายเข้ามา
But
ด้านเนี้ย
before,
เป็นโคด
we had to ask where the place
โค
is.
ดอยู่ด้านนี้
แซน sand
วิ่งไม่ดีชนหินเลยเนี่ย
and then he say yeah big rocks here big rock small island this one
แต่ก่อนถึงเกาะเล็กทั้งโขดเลยหินนั้นแหละโขด
So now we go to a place which is close from Koh where the sailing boat sail. We hope maybe to find something over there. At least look at the place.
We could admire the underwater views, but we didn't find any trace of the sunken ship. Well, so many years passed and we didn't even know if we were in the right place. To learn more about this history, we went one day to Marine Museum in Canterbury. Here we can see the replica of the sunken ship and some of the artifacts that they were found there. Description you can read is one of the artifacts found in some way comparing On the same side of Koh Mak, just a few hundred meters from the settlement at Ban Aonit, there is a small and secluded AoPong Bay. Nowadays, this place is often visited by tourists. One of them, Duncan, found a few pieces of old pottery during snorkeling here. The amazing thing was that they looked like pottery from ancient Khmer times. So, the question arose, is it possible that here, in this small bay, there was a settlement or a port very long time ago that nobody knows about? Intrigued by this assumption, we began searching the seabed in this area. And indeed, we found many pieces of pottery here, reminiscent of ancient times. Most of them we found in a small area on the south side of the beach. The most intriguing thing, however, was that they looked like they were from much more distant time than the history of this island.
I think I've seen it in the books about Khmer patterns. It
look like that. And also this one here, you see? All these colors. So, very exciting today, right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, when is the first evidence of people living here in this area, especially on Koh Mak?
I guess I don't exactly remember the year, but it's about 115 years ago.
115 years ago.
Yeah.
But here the water is about 1.5 meter lower now. So maybe we can see something easier. It's a stonefish. Look at this. What did we find? Wow, what did we find here? Then the other piece. The rainy season had arrived and deep tides sometimes exposed the coastal rift and allowed further exploration without having to get wet. As a result, we found many pieces of old pottery here. It is puzzling, however, that they seem to come from different historical periods. So, there is a question, how did it happen? Was the place a Khmer settlement, a port, or simply the sea here just brought some artifacts from a ship wrecked somewhere nearby? Of course, this thesis has to be verified by specialists, and who knows, maybe this will open a new chapter of the knowledge about the settlement in this area.